hearing what will be, will be. So it feels like it's time to start to ground your fantasies or the dreams that you have into your reality without trying to control every little part of the journey. Okay, so there's this need to learn how to surrender and hold faith at the same time. Specifically what's coming through, Virgo energy, okay, not a person, Virgo energy generally always strives for the best possible result, right? So they'll see potential in things, in people, and that's what they'll want to help people to achieve, or whatever it is. And this was what people can often see as critical. Unfortunately, that's an energy that can be quite self-critical. Are they ever good enough, right? And that's an energy that's seeping through, and I think maybe it's eclipse season that's coming through. I do feel like I'm speaking specifically to a collective who resonates with twin flame. Okay, so certainly divine counterpart, obviously. But yeah, that's specific. And it's an energy where, obviously with Pisces, it's kind of like the energy of, the Neptune energy, the illusion, the fantasy. And it's that balance that I feel like someone's really finding. And with the what will be, it's kind of like not being passive about it. Not being passive, knowing that actually, you do have it within you to strive, but without trying to perfect everything. That doesn't mean there's this perfect idealized version of self. Queen of Coins, that is giving Virgo energy. The Queen of Pentacles. She come out reverse though. So there's a need to tend to yourself right now. I think maybe you've been quite giving, which again is very Virgo energy. 6 of Wands, but this is, oh my God, Ace of Coins, Ace of Pentacles, new beginnings. Okay, you know what? I feel like finally somebody here has finally been giving to themselves without over-giving to others. Again, very Virgo. And now it's kind of like, well done, congratulations, you're going to receive your receive your new beginning, something that you've wanted for ages, but it's kind of like this seed that you're finally realizing you want to water. But I think that's because you have been tending this to yourself. You've reached a point where you really recognize how you, I don't know if you consciously realize this actually, but before in the past you were self-sabotaging, so that's why you couldn't achieve this where you're going now. And now it's kind of like, because you're recognizing the layers of you, you're recognizing where you're the Hermit, Virgo, confirmation, energy is on point right now. Your journey, solo journey, and the Hermit card is really beautiful because it's kind of like you're finding, not only have you found that light within, you're now allowing it to guide you, but in doing so, you're also kind of helping others. It does say spiritual mastery, and that Virgo energy is wanting to help others. That Virgo is in service, right? That's the whole point. And it's kind of like your perspective has changed. You're understanding your value. That's huge. You did have a lot of obstacles that you've had to overcome here, and I feel like it's a very internal. Lovers here, Union card, the bottom of the deck's Gemini energy as well. Both of which are ruled by Mercury, by the way, Virgo and Gemini. Got the Chariot. Okay, so we've got the Chariot here. Strength of will. You're persistent. Whoever this is, very persistent. Oh, wow. You've been persevering as well. You've been getting some kind of spiritual mastery. So again, I do feel like this is for someone who, when I say you've been going on like a time to celebrate at the bottom of the deck, you've been going on, actually, that could make sense. If a Virgo energy is coming through quite quickly, maybe it's your birthday soon, or maybe you literally are Virgo, or it could be in your chart somewhere, you have a stellium or something, I don't know. But there's something that you're mastering, and I think it's finally that version of you that was stopping you from physically being who you wanted to be, right? So it's like the internal job is what creates the external, right? And you've finally been doing it. You're reaching some kind of success, some kind of milestone. And that's another thing. Ooh, King of Wands at the bottom of the deck, natural born leader, fire sign energy. That's what you could be. You could be stepping into your leadership role. This is Five of Swords, and it literally says here, not by the rules. Wow. It's important to remember to celebrate even the small achievements, and sometimes you might not think they're an achievement, but they are. They're the things that add up to the big thing, and that's, again, Virgo energy, I'm seeing Hermione Granger, okay? Don't, just you're working your way towards that A star. That doesn't mean that you can't celebrate every little thing that you achieve along the way to that A star, okay? And the A star isn't all the be all and end all, okay? It's important. So you're not by the rules. King of Wands at the bottom of the deck. I feel like you're coming into your leadership role and it's not conforming to society. Very, very individual energy, very unique. I think you're finally understanding yourself. You know, you're finally understanding what makes you like this. Okay, so that's interesting. Two of Swords, frozen with indecision, this says. That's interesting. I think for a long time you haven't made the decision to move forwards, because actually this is you following you're charting your own course, right? That Chariot is you leading that. And maybe you haven't thought for the longest time you had it within you to do that. Oh my God. Four of Wands, the bottom of the deck, celebrating union. So not only do we have union, the lover, now we've got celebrating union, the Four of Wands. You're preparing. You're really preparing. Pretty. I think that you're going to get some kind of unexpected, whatever you've been working for, and just as I said that, giving and receiving. So we've got the Eight of Pentacles first, so dedication to the craft. I'm telling you, you've been working on something, or, because don't forget, Virgos are naturally hard workers, like Earth signs generally. You've been working on yourself so much that you're getting into a position where you're going to be able to receive and give equally. There's something about equal give and receive. And this is to do with that congratulations as well. 6-6 could be important here, okay? So there's something you're dedicated to, and I think it's come as a result. You understanding what that is has come as a result of you. I think that you've had to isolate. Maybe isolate is, I don't know if that's the right word, but you certainly had to really like call your energy back to you. Okay, yeah. Eight of Cups at the bottom of the deck there. To find your direction. Wow. And on this card, there's like an exchange of gifts. I don't know if you can see that. There's an exchange of gifts. I told you, I feel like you're going to be, something's going to come your way and it's going to be unexpected. And this literally is that time to celebrate card again. Wow. Ooh, interesting. The Emperor, but did come out reverse. Excessive control. I think this is you. You're in a divine masculine. You're working in a divine masculine energy. And this is where I think you're mastering yourself. You're not, remember I said at the beginning, without needing to control. This is the Emperor in reverse, excessive control. That's what you're mastering. So that you don't, also, big one, so you don't place your worth on what the outcome is. Because you're recognizing, actually, I'm following my heart. You're understanding what that is for you, what that looks like. I feel like the message is like difficult to come out of. I can't explain it, but there's definitely something here that you find it hard to receive, let's say criticism, if that's the word you want to use, but also you're very self-critical. Oh, hello, look at that, radiant energy, the sun. Beautiful. That could relate to you, the riding a horse along the beach, along the sunset. That's beautiful. And that's come out with the Chariot. My God. Again, time to celebrate at the bottom of the deck. You're finally finding your light, and because you found it within, you're finally going to be shining it like outside of you as well. And this is what's giving you the drive. I think that there's going to be people who are drawn in by your energy. Pretty. Radiant energy, wow. High Priestess, my God, are you intuitive? Well, Virgo energy is, but I just want to make it clear, you don't have to be a Virgo to be receiving this message. It's just that's the energy that's coming through right now. So I'm talking on the qualities, okay? So intuitive, definitely. High Priestess, absolutely. I think this is another thing. It's kind of like your intuition guides you, and it's not following the rules, right? It's you listening to your intuition, and you've learned how to trust that. Especially when the world is telling you, that doesn't make sense. No, that's wrong. That's not how you have to do it. You know, all these different things or whatever. That, you know, the mindset, beliefs, the patterns that are trying to make you into someone who is just that clay version of yourself, but inside you're all this juicy, delicious, unique self, right? Okay, so it feels like maybe in the past you've made certain decisions, and because they didn't go the way you might have expected or wanted, it kind of keeps you into freeze mode, because you start to remember how much that hurt, because again, you've been placing a lot of pressure on yourself to be like perfect, or like this version where, you know, you're seen in a certain way. So nothing Virgo energy, they don't like others to see them as lacking or needing help in a position where they're not at their best, right? So they find it hard to accept help generally. Again, energies, I'm not talking about someone in particular here, the energy. So this is like that energy of, oh my God, but what people see, if this, I don't know, maybe doesn't go the way you want or whatever it is, there's like, it feels like there's a lot of shame here. I think there's, whether or not you experience at a young age, you're ashamed for not being enough or not being the best or getting the best results or whatever it was, it feels like that's coming up. I can feel my face heating up as I'm doing this. So that's what keeps you in indecision still. That's something you're still working on. You're learning how to collaborate and not just be the one who carries the burden all the time, carries like the weight of everything. Again, that maybe is because you think that, you know, what's that, if you want it done right, do it yourself, that kind of energy. You're coming out of that. And as a result, you're manifesting your desires. 3 of Wands. You do have successes. You do have strengths within you. That's beautiful. Everybody has vulnerabilities. Everyone has things they're not the best at. Like, that's fine, because there are other people who are, and that's their advantage. That's their path. It's beautiful. That's what you do when you work together. You bring your beautiful strengths together. And if you're not doing it with anyone else, then you get to focus on what you are good at and get to create, oh my God, the Lovers, not the Lovers, 2 of Cups, loving exchange. So we had the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. Then we had the 4 of Wands. Then we had the 2. I think you're being prepared for whatever this is. Anyway, 3 of Wands. Whatever you're working on, it's something to do with, it's your, because it says your dedication to the craft. You're perfecting your craft right now. You're working on something. And it's an internal job that's helping you create whatever it is here. You're manifesting your desires right now. And that looks quite beautiful. I can see like the sea in the back, like a yacht and that kind of stuff. So it's quite... yeah, it's nice. I think that there's something about that. Maybe that's a scene that connects to you. Maybe that means something to you. Seeing that, you know, those coastal countries. Okay. King. I see you got the King and Queen of Coins, but they're both reversed. Wow. Ruled by materialism. I think this is what's changing. You know what? I have a feeling this might be someone you're connected to. That person that keeps coming through at the bottom of the deck. I think that you're, I don't know, I think this is something that you both had in common to have to overcome. I'm hearing it might have been for different reasons. Maybe someone wanted to look a certain way, maybe wanted to be seen in a certain way, whereas you were more like, I'm getting that hyper-independent energy from you, this Queen of Coins energy. Hyper-independent, needing to, I can do it all by myself kind of energy. Whereas this is someone who... everyone's, look at me, look at how, you know, look showy. You both had to overcome this, but I think this is what's helping you find that giving and receiving, that balance energy, that 2 of Cups at the bottom of the deck again. This energy, so you can come together with those balanced cups that are aligned now. Ace of Wands, look at that ring, passionate start. And it's come out with the Emperor. But again, I did say that was like more of your inner divine masculine, right? But I do think when you're releasing that control, you're surrendering, you're holding that faith, you're allowing this kind of, you're creating this environment for this passion in you to start, because passion doesn't have rules, right? This is why you've got to learn how to harness the reins on your inner passion, right? But you're allowing this passionate start to like enter in a way where actually, because with that spiritual mastery as well, it's come out with that, you're actually going to, it's kind of like you're taking your wisdom with you into this new beginning. Yeah, you're releasing that control. You're even, I feel like even with your connection to divine, I feel like there's something about you're allowing it to flow the way it needs to without trying to panic whenever you get certain downloads or whatever it is. It's something that it's kind of like they want to surprise you with something, and you're creating the room finally for them to do that without needing to know everything or hold on to everything or controlling, you know what I mean? That's actually beautiful. I will say this as well. I feel like the person you're connected to, because this is at the bottom of the deck, I think that they are learning how to master themselves, their passion. I think they're understanding things in a much more, not just like the 3D physical, but like the spiritual and the energy of it as well, okay? King of Swords. Ooh, mind over matter. I think that you're getting into the, you know, that position where you can really you're not being overcome with emotion, you know, whereas before, yeah, mental anguish at the bottom of the deck. Before, when you wanted to move forwards and have this beautiful radiant energy that was guiding you, you kind of maybe it was fear or panic or anxiety, which would be typical of a Virgo energy coming through, overcome you. Instead, you're understanding how to mind over matter. That's what I'm making that up. Or, you know, there's fear, there's illusion there. I don't want that to control me. I want to release myself from that. So it's kind of like mind over matter. You're overcoming the fear of actually having that strength of will that's within you and that drive to move forwards, right? And I think there's something about you needing to understand how to do that more, actually. That doesn't mean you cut it from your emotions. Obviously, now it's about that internal balance, that healthy balance, and the healthy tools that are helping you with that. Test of faith. Yeah, I think that whatever you're moving into, because it's so unique, because it's so not maybe not understood by others, it's kind of like going to be a test of faith. You do, and I think you have had this for a while. Kind of you, because you're by yourself doing it. It's that test of faith. Okay, so how much do you have faith there? Which is why your connection to divine, I feel like, has really it's kind of like it's become more substance, like there's more substance to it. Okay, it feels like you've really been fighting for yourself. Actually, I'm not sure if anyone really knows this, but you've really been going through the battles within. You're the one who's been in your corner kind of energy, is what it feels like. Divine. It's the divine feminine. The Empress. The Empress. Hearing Impress as well here. Wow. So you got the Emperor in reverse, but now you have the Empress the right way. Interesting. You know, I'm also getting the energy that somebody, this Emperor, is in indecision about moving towards this Empress because they have been left licking their wounds in the past. But I think that's why they're really trying to perfect their approach, is what I'm going to say there. Because that bottom of that deck is telling. I think that they need to move away from that self-serving energy, which is the opposite of what I was saying with that Virgo energy being so like giving and being of service. They're being self-service. Do you know what I mean? Interesting. Anchor. Trustworthy, dependable. Because your earth sign generally, that energy is. Stable, enduring, solid, secure, persevering, long-lasting, fortitude, willpower, persists. Yeah, you've been persistent. You have been persisting. Wow. I just feel like you've been working so hard on yourself, and also for whatever this is that you're trying to, it says manifest, right? So whatever you're trying to bring, you know, into your reality, that fantasy grounding into your reality, that message that's coming through. Got 35, 9 again, round table. So equality, collaboration. I said that you're learning how to collaborate and work with others. Team project could be something to do with that you're working, like generally a team project. Being heard, valued input. Your input is valued. Okay, healthy debate. Yeah, it's really about avoiding conflict, but also healthily being able to have the conversations that are needed. Okay, number 3, tracks, steady forward movement, going the distance, could be traveling, you're on track, focal point. It's kind of like without, you know, once upon a time you needed to be like, I need to know that this is right, that I'm doing it, I can do it. Now it's like, you know what, I think I can. If this feels right, I'm moving in that direction. Okay. Autopilot, it says as well. You might have noticed that. You might have just been going into autopilot a lot recently. Feminine energy. And then we got fireworks. And you know what's interesting about that? I saw that just as I looked down and I looked at that passionate start card. Fireworks. Wow, feminine energy. I think that you've really been learning how to balance your inner feminine and masculine. Oh, I love this. Lily. That name could be important. I did say Hermione Granger, and Lily is like a name from Harry Potter series as well. Okay, 30, 29. Established again. Wow. Ambition. Yeah, I do feel like you're ambitious. I can see that. Really dedicated to the craft. Sexuality. Passionate start. That makes sense. Again, I'm getting that energy of that's linked to your person, which would make sense because you'd be linked in that way as well. Longevity, achievement. Wow. Your career. There's something about your career. There's something that's going to feel like it's grounded, you know, something that's going to feel like it's secure. And I feel like it might have taken you a while to get to that point where it feels like that. Development. Virtue. Obviously, Virgo energy, they always have that virtue energy going on, which is usually quite the opposite of what's happening with it, generally. Okay, let's see. This is such a unique message. I mean, not that they're not, but... Okay, number 18, red herring, okay. Misleading information, misguide, diversion tactic, false flag, purposeful direction. Throwing you off the scent. I feel like you might have people around you, once again, who, you know what, I feel like this is to do with your person again. That's what's coming through. Like, they might be misguided by external, maybe they're seeing something, or maybe someone's talking to them. They need to be mindful who they're listening to, but to prevent them from taking this action. I thought a card came out. Oh, it didn't. Fireworks again at the bottom of the deck. But also for you, whatever's happened in the past, don't let that misguide you in terms of where you're going now moving forwards. Race car. Okay, 32. Get going. Urgent. Doing it. Someone's feeling this urge to like drive, to move forwards, live fast, taking risks, speed, goal oriented. You are so focused on your abundant path. I feel like you really are. Like you really want to achieve. Wow. Bold, breaking limits, action, urgent, do it now, pressure's on. That's another thing. Don't pressure yourself so much. Ooh, waterfall. Abundant overflow. Okay, interesting. Oh God. Birds on a wire. So it's interesting that's come out with the round table, and that's to do with collaboration and working together, right? Being heard, healthy debate. And this is like bird on a wire is like gossip and people talking behind your back, people you can't trust, news traveling fast secrets, manipulative, all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of like choosing your people wisely. And if that Virgo energy truly is coming through, then you'll be quite selective anyway. Okay. Again, I just want to confirm that's to do with the energy that's coming through. You don't have to be a Virgo here. Number 6, clouds. Yeah, I think that you just don't know. You can't see the view ahead. And this is kind of what might be shaking you a bit, you know. You can't see the view ahead. You haven't got a confirmed, in concrete success, a win. You don't know what's coming ahead, you know. This is why you're hesitating. There's indecision. There's lack of clarity, confusion. Don't allow misunderstandings to hold you back. That's going to be so important. Communication, again, Virgo ruled by Mercury, Gemini as well. Mercury is about communication. There's something about communication that's really important in this message. Clear communication, learning how to communicate, developing your communication skills with each other is what I'm hearing specifically. That's going to be something that you need to dedicate to, because what I'm getting right now is the communication has been a major problem with whatever this is. Fish, resources, that makes sense. 34. Money, income, bodies of water, lavish, multiply, prosperous, finances, resources, investments. Okay. Something's happening for you when it comes to your money, that's for sure. Stork, number 17. And that's come out with the sexuality card. There could be something to do, well, you're birthing something clearly, I mean, to do with your project. But there's some kind of change going on. You're going through a transformation, you might be feeling restless. There might be a move. You might also feel like you need to be active to keep going. But whatever this transformation, it's going to be long lasting. Whatever it is that's coming through now, whatever this achievement is, it's going to be something it's going to feel like a renewal. Okay, it's going to feel like a renewal. I do think you're going to be moving. Honestly, maybe not just yet, but I feel like, or maybe that's on your mind. You want to. You're being heard. Megaphone. I think you're learning who the right people are, the right voices. You know, maybe the ones that you are here to be of service to versus the ones who they were just there because of your people pleasing, or they were just there to take, or just to admire the view. They're not really, you know what I mean? Yeah, interesting that way that came through. Okay, so this red herring, what is this? Okay, number 22. Compass, true north, discovery, life path, seeking truth, direction. You have been veered off your track many. So maybe it is people who have wanted to make you feel a kind of way, and you know, the ones who are talking behind your back or whatever it is, that gossip energy, but they've veered you off your track before, and this is where you're being guided. Be mindful. Don't let that happen again. Trust yourself, your true north. You've been going through this self-discovery, this beautiful seeking your truth, your true life path. You know where you're going. So don't be taken by these diversion tactics, okay, misleading informations, or whatever information. Okay, let's see what else. sudden and unexpected. Something that's sudden and unexpected. Number 10 and number 22. You could be seeing maybe 2s. Okay. Interesting. Child, girl. This is something to do with your past. Inner child. Something happened. Something really unexpected that kind of like cut you off your own creative flow, your inner kind of, when I say that, just anything that was you pursuing your heart, what was calling to your passions, remember? And you had to sit, that's where that excessive control came from. You needed to control everything because you weren't in your flow, where you were really allowing yourself to, you know, that beautiful lily energy, being in your truth, in your beautiful, it's like this internal, it just feels like very sensual, very nice. And it's kind of like maybe you were even kind of told you can't do that or whatever it is, and it's kind of like you're tapping back into that child, becoming more carefree with that creative energy that's within you. You're seeing from new perspectives. There's a beginning here, and I think that's something to do with this, that you've been dedicating yourself to. Ooh, man, masculine energy. That, you know, that's to do with that indecision energy. I told you there's a masculine energy here who's very, because I think that they're way too focused on what's happened in the past, truly. That's keeping them in indecision mode, or, you know, I don't know why though. Let's find out. Just want to get another one for the man, masculine energy, strategic planning, interesting. Dominoes, 13. Dominoes could be important. 13 twice here actually, and 28. Oh, interesting. Gaining momentum, butterfly effect, execution, progress. Someone's setting something up, but I do feel like it's almost like they're so, you know, don't forget masculine energy, that inner masculine energy too. You need to have all the facts and figures before you, you know, so you can really like figure out how to get the action to take to go to your goal. This is not someone who has all that in front of them because they don't know the outcome. They can't see it. Mortar and pestle, alchemy, blending, brewing. Someone's doing something right now where they're trying to make it, a Celtic knot, unconditional love, the bottom of the deck. I'm going to get another one for this just to see. Number 10, this masculine energy. Okay, 2. Overflowing of some kind of emotional release. Someone is really taking the long road here. They've also been in self-discovery mode. You've had to be, I think maybe you've been flexible with them, but this is what's allowed you to stay on your path. It's kind of like you found your long, winding road towards each other, but it's been needed like that for personal growth. It does say use tact. Patience needed, adventure. I think that there's been a lot of patience, adventure, that's nice. Overflowing abundance, letting it go, fulfillment, release, tears of joy. I think they're going to feel, again, fireworks at the bottom of the deck, they're going to feel that, but like, you know, that release, that tears of joy, because they're like, oh my God, I haven't seen what the outcome was, but finally this is the outcome, and they can finally like breathe and be like, okay, it's a fireworks, right? Okay, let's just see. 2 again. This is to do with that feminine energy and the fish, like, so that abundance. This is the wild card and the clover. So you're going to get something's going to be an unexpected opportunity or something like this. A reward. It's going to feel like a reward, but it's going to be something completely unexpected. And it might even be something that you're going to have to do, and you have no idea. Just like a mirroring energy with your person, you're not going to see what's happening moving forward. It's going to be such an unpredictable risk to take. That's what it feels like. But you yourself are a bit of a dark horse. I think people underestimate you. They have done in the past, and they don't realise what your potential is. You've just been investing in yourself within. So they haven't seen your potential. Wow. Again, surprise. Some kind of surprise is coming through. Truly, because and it feels like it's going to be something quite lucky. The Joker could be important for somebody. 24, 2, 6. June and September are coming through. June and September, they could be important months, okay? Cracked egg, yeah, this has been the false start in the past. You've had, you know, in the past is, oh my God, the fireworks again. There's a lot of passion here, like with that passionate start. I think it's something about that. There's some kind of excitement that's building up, basically. Some kind of excitement, something's going to feel like a celebration, right? Okay, so cracked egg here. We've got failure to launch, premature, rough start, oops, doesn't take off, inexperience, backfired. However, that's come up with the experience card. So whatever happened in the past, you're way more experienced at whatever this transformation is, this change that's taking place moving forwards, that didn't take off in the past, failed to launch. There's going to be something quite different here. Number 19. Oh my God, they just want to come out. Okay. white feather, when it comes to this misleading external information trying to throw you off your path, veer you off your path, you know, whatever it is, so people trying to tell you that that shouldn't be the way or whatever it is, listen to the signs you're receiving right now. Angelic protection is around you. Divine is guiding you. Pay attention to the signs around you. Okay, that's going to be so important. Look, divine intervention at the bottom of the deck as well. Confirmation number 7. A leap of faith. You're taking a leap of faith, but you've been working towards it, okay? Peace, protection, miracles, purity. Again, that Virgo energy. Rising above all the what's trying to hold you back from your abundant, successful soul path. That's a difference. Your soul path. That's what this is about right now. It does say encouraging as well. You might be someone who's quite supportive of others, actually, encouraging others to be their best, right? Forgiveness and reconciliation is coming through here. It does say freedom as well. Let's get another one for that, just to see. I think you're freeing yourself from every distraction that wants to come through. Tower, again, divine intervention. Number 19, number 6, lifetimes from the past. Long ago, old age, refined, government institutions, education, taking it slow. Yeah, I think that this is just don't listen to all these outdated kind of ways of thinking and being. That's what this is about. It's kind of guiding you to stay focused on your path. Your path is very unique. Take it slow as well. Again, enduring. Something like endurance is a big deal here for this message, okay? It's really important. I keep getting called to these messages. This message deck, so I'm going to do it. These are actually twin flame oracle cards. So messages from your person to you. There's a reason this is really coming through strongly. Maybe that's something that you're having a test of faith in as well. Okay, very different to what you're used to. So what does your person want to say to you? Okay. And I'm going to be specific. What does your divine masculine want to say to you, divine feminine? That's what it feels like. Okay. All right. Number 9. 9's are important here. Again, September. Our inner children are crying out right now. We both need to comfort them and become their parents. So inner child healing is going on. I think that's probably why you both came out in reverse. King and Queen of Coins in reverse. It's kind of like these outdated patterns that were put onto you both from a young age. You can't be creative, or you have to have success that looks like this. You know what I mean? That's what you're both kind of healing through. Okay, what else? What does your divine masculine want to say to you, divine feminine? Number Union, number 11. Our love is eternal. It exists in every dimension and cannot be lost. So that's to do with that faith. There's something big about union here, because those, I'm still remembering the bottom of that deck. You're really being prepared here. I think that means you're already you're quite close to quite a pivotal milestone for both of you. Okay. What's your divine masculine want to say to you? Number 11 is going to be important. Number 2. My heart is opening to love and guiding me back to you. Oh. This is why I feel like the way you're more investing in yourself and not externally, like giving away your energy here, is really helping your person to find their heart, their inner divine feminine too. Number 9 again. What we are experiencing is part of a larger collective clearing. Important you're connected to the collective, which is why tending to yourself, the very first message, is so important, because actually you're clearing through so much collectively. There's a lot going on collectively. Don't feel alone, because others are healing too. And you're helping them heal because of what you're clearing through your system, okay? The beach is so important here. Sound healing could be important as well, the beach. I love this card, number 1. I think you're beautiful inside and out. I see the light that radiates from your soul. Well, that's very nice. Roses could be important as well. Roses. I feel like this person sees you in some kind of angelic light, okay? Or you have felt like an angelic presence to them, but I feel like that's a two-way thing. It usually is. Number 8, I'm trying to understand how my thoughts create my reality. We said this, grounding fantasy into your reality. I know I need to stay positive. Are you? You're needing to stay positive right now. It's already being felt. Okay, at the bottom of the deck as well, number 11 again. So 11 could be important sign for you. I'm seeing synchronicities like your name or 1111. Oh my God. And working out what they mean. You could be seeing each other's names. I always say when you see people's names, sometimes you're literally not even, like, it's other people you're seeing as like karmic energies or other connections, because that sometimes happens. So it kind of like, it's not just the signs aren't just seeing their name. There's so much more than that. But obviously that can happen to such an excessive amount in such weird ways that This can only be divine. Okay, I'm just going to get some cards to see if there's anything about timing moving forwards. Let's see. This is really beautiful. So there's something about your success path that's coming into fruition, that's for sure, because you're working on yourself internally. That's an important message for this. You've really been tending to yourself. You're learning how to love yourself and do what's right for you. But also something to disconnect. I think that you're really coming closer to that inner union right now. I really do. Oh my God, the Empress again. Venus, beautiful. Attraction, beauty, pleasure, charm, love. You could be really needing to like, or maybe you have been really investing in that for you, that energy for you. You know, that Venusian energy. Taurus, Hierophant. Traditions, rules, leaders, faith, marriage. I think you're way more grounded in your values. But I actually feel like there's a message to your person there as well. That King of Coins that was in reverse. As they're releasing control, they're holding way more faith in their value system instead of trying for everything else around them to be a certain way. They're honouring their values more. Beautiful. Autumn time, Prince of Fire. Sagittarius energy as well. That season could be important, okay? Within 14 to 30 days. Within 14 to 30 days. I think that's something to do with some kind of manifestation, that is, that you're working on, to do with your abundant path. Yeah, because at the bottom of the deck here is the Fall card, so autumn time, and that does say abundance, a culmination of abundance. Yes, it's time, moving forward. Something about the full moon, again, eclipse season. And that will always kind of, that's where divine takes the reins, right? And tries to put you onto the path that you need to be on. So it's about paying attention to those signs, remember, really important. Air energy, so something's developing, communication, mentally active, idealist. Wow, something's really in development mode right now. And it's because internally, whatever you've been creating internally is beginning to take shape. You're going to see that. Which is why it's important to have the right people around you, because you've got to stay in that, you know, that inner strength energy, that inner kind of, that inner anchor. Because whatever's happening around you, there'll always be some weird stuff, and it's kind of like honoring your energy, staying in that Leo, strength, okay, courage, confidence, persuasion, wisdom, power. That's come out with that Taurus, that marriage card as well. So it's kind of like you're really becoming more confident in your faith and values. I don't say marriage off like a lot when it comes to these things, but maybe that's something that's really a specific detail for somebody because it's sticking out. Oh my God, Jupiter, that's expansion to me. That's such an abundant card with the wheel. That is a Wheel of Fortune. With the Hanged Man, Neptune energy that we mentioned. So literally, fantasy, spirituality, your spiritual, like your energy when it comes spiritually. You've got the Mortar and Pestle energy. You've got the Hermit, spiritual mastery. You've got, like, I think that you're very tapped in. Like, you're very tapped in. Very intuitive, very, you know, maybe you are, like, you do practice, like, little, yeah, you know what I mean. That you're going to understand what I'm talking about here, okay? Fantasy, escape, illusion, dreams. No longer a dream, hanging there as a dream. You're creating it. The Wheel of Fortune, expansion is taking place right now for you. Sagittarius season could be really important, you know. Okay, anything else you need to know about timings? King of Earth, Capricorn energy. Gemini, Lovers again at the bottom of the deck. So something about winter, Capricorn season as well. Which, so Sagittarius and Capricorn season, that's kind of consecutive as well. So the end of this year is going to be really important for you. For something to become really grounded. To really like stabilize something that you're working on right now. Carry on, keep on going, fixed signs, purpose driven. This is that kind of faith, regardless of the tests of faith, you're holding your courage down, you're confident in where you're being guided. And this is why you're purpose driven now. So the element of spirit, timeless, life force, source energy, allowing trust in divine timing as well. Got the element of fire there as well, expect the unexpected. So creative, impulsive, passionate. I think when it comes to your connection, you're being guided to kind of just allow that divine unfold, to let it flow, okay? Because right about now, there's something really about you entering your lucky season, you entering something that's going to allow you to feel way more established, secure in yourself and around the right people around you. Your person, I mean, those message cards really want to come through, okay? Your person is not far. Okay, Falcon, number 2, rising above, again, strategy, skill, ability, focus, a transition. Third eye, definitely you and your third eye. Wow, higher self, far-reaching vision, changes, going through a change. Number 9, moose. 9s are so important. Imposing, powerful, independent, time alone. Attitude is everything, calm, cool and collected. Confidence, solidarity. Look at that phoenix at the bottom of the deck. Wow. I think that you're becoming almost like a force to be reckoned with. Ah, it came out. Yeah, twin flame. If you resonate with that, right? Divine counterparts, the one. It says divination. That's coming up massively for you. Number 6 could be important. Deep soul connections. You're going to be creating way more deeper soul connections around you, you know, so like your people, your friends, that kind of thing. Faith again, a pair of things, blooming love. Got the bunnies, well, the rabbits here at the bottom of the deck as well. Number 1. So again, new beginnings are coming. They are, and that passionate start just keeps. I think that's coming as well, but I don't think that needs to be a focus right now with these cards. It's kind of like hold faith and keep working on you, because something is coming into fruition right now. Okay, someone over there is making their decision. They're learning how to hold down their energy, you know, with their indecision, and whatever's stopping them, they're healing through that. But what's going to help is you focusing on saying yes to manifesting your dreams, whatever you've been dedicating yourself to. Okay, there's a celebration coming no matter what, because there's something really big coming through about that. Okay, but stay focused, stay in your alignment. Okay, sending so much love.